Alrighty, welcome to my YouTube channel, Steve the Window Cleaner. Today, we're going to do a little Q&A I put out on my channel, let's say, like a week ago. If you guys have any questions, ask me. I never done like a Q&A video, so let's get straight to it. I'm just going to answer some of them, take about 10 minutes here. Not to bore you guys too much, but I'll answer some of the good ones here. Not to say that all the questions were good, but I just can't get to all of them. There's about like 30 questions, so that'd be a lot for one video. Best way to get reoccurring work, residential or commercial, from Luke Lamb. So I would say commercial is pretty easy in that most big buildings want to get done quarterly or biannually. So if you do it once, I always suggest a program of how much it would cost for regular service. Your first clean may be the most expensive price, but I would say if you're doing it like quarterly, then I would discount it. If I did it bi-yearly, I wouldn't discount it at all. I would pretty much keep quarterly. It would be like the smallest price for a large commercial building. For storefronts, really pretty easy. Most storefronts, you can sell them on a weekly, bi-weekly, every 4 weeks, every 8-week process, and that's just bringing it up to them. Again, my like weekly price would probably be the smallest, but then if they go bi-weekly or any more, I don't change the price. It's very straightforward. Window cleaning is window cleaning. They don't get a huge discount for just going more and more and more, especially for restaurants. Restaurants are very dirty and they take a good amount of work, so there's no reason to really discount those. Maybe unless you know them or something like that, that'd be good, but that's it as far as that goes. But present them with that idea and kind of see where that goes. For residential, you just get some people who are clean freaks and they want to go all the time, so that's good for them. I would say if they go monthly, you could reduce the price, but any more than that, as far as maybe like buy like every 2 months or quarterly or twice a year, I wouldn't lower the price at all. Work is work, once again. So I would just present them with that when you do the first time and see where it kind of goes from there, and then follow up with them periodically over time and kind of see where they're at with that. Let's see. Austin Hardy window cleaning. All-time favorite window cleaning squeegee rubber. I would have to go with the Moment Accelerator 2.0 handle with the Ettore brass and the Unger Green power rubber. Unger Green power rubber isn't available, but that was my favorite squeegee rubber I've ever used. I made the most money on that squeegee rubber than I've ever made on any squeegee rubber because of how long it lasts. It's more like a medium rubber. Bleeds a little bit in the winter, but overall, man, the glide of that thing is unbelievable. Brandon Lee Platt. If business is going too well and you can't keep up with jobs, would you raise prices to filter out clients, get extra help, or drop smaller clients for bigger jobs? If business is going too well, I would just figure out how to hire and go through that process of hiring and just start adding to your fleet. If that's where you want to go. If that's not where you want to go, then yeah, you could up prices, or what you could do is just like book out 2 weeks and not book any more than that. If you know that work is coming in so regularly, you can always up your bids every year, up your prices every year, just especially if you have workers, due to workman's comp, insurance cost of equipment, all that stuff. I would always up your price, but to up your price to get rid of jobs, I wouldn't do. But there is a saying in there that you don't want to be too cheap because you'll get cheap clientele. So you definitely want to be, higher in so that you get higher clientele. That's definitely a real thing. I've definitely seen it through my time that, having upper prices, you won't get everybody, but you'll also eliminate the people you don't want. I mean, that's for sure. But I'd say if you're growing, I would just figure out how to get that extra help and kind of go from there. Maybe you subcontract first, see how that goes. There's a lot of things to decide when you hire someone, Ricardo Cavallini. If you had to give your old self one advice, window cleaner lady, what would it be? Jordy said it best on our little interview that we had a few weeks ago on my channel. Window cleaning is a people business. It's not all about the window cleaning. I really thought for many years and got into many altercations on YouTube with people over you know, what squeegee was right, blah, 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 blah. That really doesn't matter. I know some guys right now who are awesome in that they've built a whole company, and this is a shout out. You guys know who I'm talking about if you're watching this, but these guys just yesterday bought tool belts, and the whole time they've just been putting like their tools to the side. And it impressed me that they've built a company based on that, because it shows that basic tools can build a company. And I even saw that in college for the company I worked for, that we did a bunch of residential. We didn't know what we were doing with tools, but they built a company on it. So it's really about a people business. And I used to think like, oh my gosh, let me impress these people with my squeegee skills. They just don't care. They really, really don't. It's only window cleaners who critique other window cleaners about technique. The only thing that customers ever asked was like, what a water fed pole is. Why is there water in my window? That's the only time I've ever had customers be like, you know, what is this thing that you're using? But overall, it's really about getting away from worrying about the tools. Acquire the tools. There are tools out there that make the job easier. Swivel tools make the job easier. Even with water fed pole, swivel really makes it easier. Water fed pole is going to make it easier. So there's things you're going to get that are make it easier, but don't make that your main thing. Like this channel has really been built on tools and stuff and techniques and stuff, and while that's great and it helps a lot of people, the business end is what you have to figure out really first and keep on growing to really make a good business. And so that's the advice I would like to give me when I was like, you know, even like 5 years ago, I was way too into the tools, but people really like the videos about the tools. So like, it does great content, but I would quickly forget about that. There's a lot of YouTube channels out there where they're super mean about that you don't use their techniques or their squeegees. Get away from that. Get away from watching that kind of content. It's not good content. It's not good for you. For me, I've always said, I will show you what I do. Take what you want, take what you don't want. I know my process works. There's things maybe I could do better, maybe things I could do less, but I'm super happy with it. And I've settled in that my way works for what I want to make. And I'm super, super happy with what I make. Do you have a video on winter temperatures and mixtures? And that is from Janelle Reed. So in the winter, I just use windshield washing fluid if it's under 32 degrees and it's freezing. I'll mix that in my water as needed. Some days, if it's super, super cold, I'll just use windshield washing fluid and soap. I haven't had that recently because my goal too of kind of like opening my own company was not to work too much in the winter anymore as far as these freezing cold days. So now I'm just taking those days off. I'll just be honest, I'm just tired of those kind of days. Done a lot of those mornings where the first hour really, really sucks. And I know it will happen again, but I'm kind of sick of it. And I don't really like that anymore after doing it for so many years. So, and then below it, Carla Sanchez asks, how do you keep your hands warm in the cold weather and still have dexterity to do things like detail the edges of windows? So I wear gloves, sealskin gloves, and those really do help. They don't make it so easy to detail, but I would say during the winter, it's winter. I've had no complaints ever during the winter, and I probably left a towel thing here and there. But once again, if you're willing to go out and do this stuff during the winter, that's going to impress the customer. A lot of window cleaners, what you'll find is people during the winter, they just like stop going to their commercial accounts. You can grab a lot of accounts in the winter because a lot of people will stop going. I still do all my accounts during the winter, but a lot of people will stop going, and you can grab a lot of accounts then because people just don't want to do it anymore. I've seen the most window cleaners quit in the winter. When I worked at Fish, I remember a winter, I wasn't even there that many winters, but one of the winters I saw tons of people quit, like cold days where I would be the only one to go out, maybe another guy, and we would get all of our work done every day. And then other guys would call and quit or say, hey, I can't do this today. I think it's like push yourself to do it because mentally it will just get you ready for the worst possible situations. I've always talked about prepare yourself for the worst possible situations. Prepare yourself for horrible pressure with water-fed pole. Learn how to use a water-fed pole with horrible pressure. Learn how to use a squeegee with a horrible rubber and still get great results, so that everything else is way easier. In jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts, one of the biggest things I learned over time was that it wasn't about always putting yourself in the good position. It was about putting yourself in the worst position possible and getting out of it. And that's where you learn the most. Craig, how did you become a rep for WCR? As you guys know, WCR is window cleaning resource. So basically, in overtime of our relationship of creating content for them and stuff, that just kind of grew into a really great relationship. And I definitely have a passion for the tool side of window cleaning. So it just really worked out well. And I just feel like we just go together very, very nicely. We all get together, we all get along very, very nicely. And, you know, I can't go into like all the things about how and why and, you know, what conversations happen and stuff, but it was more just, it just seemed right. And it was at the right time in my life to do it. And it seemed like it was the right time for their business. And I'm just extremely grateful that they even allowed me to do that. I'll be quite honest. It's been a really, really great opportunity. And really, if anything, I've gotten to know so many more of the people that commented on my videos so much better over the time of doing that, that I would say that that's been a really, really cool aspect of it. But I'm nothing but grateful that I've gotten to do it. And I will continue to do it. And I hope just to grow more and more with them over time. I'm only 33 years old. I'm gonna be around for a while, guys. Like, I ain't going nowhere. So, you know, in the window cleaning world, I'm gonna be around for a long, long time. You know, I got a long time going. So I'm really looking forward to see how this progresses over the years, to see the different, you know, technologies that will come out for window cleaners to make their job easier. My goal has always been to make window cleaning easier for anybody and everybody. And yeah, that's it. Where's Luke the window cleaner? That's the real question. Why is he off to YouTube? When's he coming back from James G? Why don't you ask Luke? Guys, leave Luke alone. My gosh, man. The guy's got a life, you know? Leave him alone. Leave the guy alone. I talk to Luke all the time, but leave the dude alone. Seriously, man. You know, leave the guy alone. You know, let him do what he wants to do. It's not up to me to answer for Luke what he wants to do, you know? Like, he's said it enough. He was on T Squeegee's podcast, Squeegee Life. Go there, watch that. Let's go to the Facebook questions. All right, Mike the Glass Guy, how do you find the motivation to continue to make YouTube videos? I really enjoy YouTube videos. I've always liked this idea of filming and creating stuff. My brothers always did it when I was young. They created like Lego videos, and it's just always kind of been a thing in all of our lives that we really enjoy this kind of stuff, so we've always done it. So it's been always really, really cool to do it. There's definitely times where I get tired of it, and that's why I've never set a day where like, oh, this day is the day I'm gonna make YouTube videos. I've never done that because I don't want to schedule. I've never created a consistent thumbnail because that's boring. That's like something that YouTube talks about, creating a consistent thumbnail. Boring. That's like, are you even thinking creating a thumbnail? I just do things my own way. I don't care what others say. I just do things my own way. That's it. There's definitely ideas I've gotten from some over time, for sure. To say that I haven't been influenced by Luke. I started YouTube before Luke, but Luke really upped the ante, and I have been influenced by him over time. But, you know, I truly, truly enjoy it. Mike goes on to ask, like, what do I like the most? What do I like the least? I hate the haters. Of course, that gets tiring and frustrating over time, but you just forget about what they say. What do I like the most? Just connecting with everybody, really. Chris Simmons, I want to know how far into your journey you might hire. Things to think about before hiring. I'm not hiring this year for sure. I was really going to see how things go this year. If I hire, I'm going to be stepping out of window cleaning entirely and just hiring like a manager, employees, and getting that going when I do that, if I do that. But I'm just going to see. There's a lot of things to think about when hiring. You got to think about workman's comp, upping insurance, fleet, if you're going to pay hourly or commission. A lot of things to think about. If you ever want to message me about things to think about doing that, please do. I'd be happy to answer anything for you. I'll end with this one from Austin Grubbs. Besides the gym, what are some hobbies you like to dabble into when you're off of work? like I said the other day, window cleaning has become my life, especially this year with everything with Corona and everything. It's just become like slightly ridiculous, but it's okay because that's what I do. So I love going to the gym, but I'm a homebody. I'm not that crazy about going out and doing stuff. I've lived in Colorado my whole life. I used to ski a lot, but I don't go hiking a lot. Got a baby on the way, so we've just been really kind of chilling out at home, especially with everything going on. I love vacationing. I love going to Mexico. Haven't gone there, right? I love going to Disney World, Disneyland. I'm a kid at heart. I'm really truly a kid at heart. I'm kind of a nerd. Love like comic books. I love Marvel. I love all that stuff. But anyways, guys, I hope that answers some of the questions. I'm sorry if I missed some, but that is it for today. And if you got any more questions, comment below, and hopefully we'll do more of these. But I'll probably get on live. I think it's going to be an easier way to do this, is get on live one night on YouTube, and I can answer all these questions. But hope you all have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Peace.